All right, Shalom. All praise to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS. All right, this video is going to be entitled "The GMS is Cowards Deflection Tactic." The GMS is Cowards Deflection Tactic, and it's used by many groups whenever they do something unwise, and we rebuke them. They will resort, and call GMS cowards because of their lack of good sense. All right. So anyway, there was a video that was done by this elder brother right here. All right, from GMS Los Angeles. All right, Michael Allah. His channel is entitled. His channel is called GMS Inspiration of the Almighty. All right, go to his brother's channel. Make sure you subscribe. Edifying videos all the time. And he did this video. It was entitled "GMS has matured over the years and is taken as cowardice." And he was addressing the comment that was made on one of his videos, because he did this other video. He did this video last week, 4 days ago, right? And he was as many brothers did. Let me go to this other anyway. So yeah, he was addressing Sakara them going to the doggone it, man. So, I'm sorry, brothers. Just bear with me here. I was screwing up. Yeah, so he was addressing in this video, he was addressing the Sakara dudes going to that demonstration, for the deportation, the demonstration against deportation of the Latinos, namely the Mexicans, which are Issachar. Now, his video was entitled "Stay Away from Worldly Events or You May Get Judged," right? And on the comment board, one of the guys from Sakari came on there and they left a long comment talking shit. So that's when the brother did this response to it. And I saw in his thumbnail that he did a response to it, and then I wanted to respond to it as well. Let me see if I can show it to you. Because in his thumbnail, this was a thumbnail from that video. And I literally went in and screenshotted that comment. And here it is right here. So this is from this guy named Haya L, or Mega Main, right? In which he's a Sakari dude. He got his own camp. I think it's Sakari San Antonio, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. But anyway, this is what happens when you rebuke these guys' behavior, when they do something that they probably shouldn't do. They'll deflect. And before we read it, let's look at what deflection is. Right? I looked it up. This is deflection in psychology. Now, it says in psychology, deflection refers to a defense mechanism where someone avoids criticism or blame by shifting the focus or responsibility onto someone or something else, essentially redirecting attention away from their own actions or shortcomings to protect their self-image. It often manifests as blaming others or changing the subject when confronted with a difficult situation or difficult issue, And it says the purpose to avoid uncomfortable emotions like guilt, anxiety, or shame by deflecting blame onto others. Yeah, and that's good enough on that. Now, real quick here, it says deflection is a defense mechanism characterized by redirecting a conversation away from a challenging topic or issue to something less emotionally charged, which in this case, they basically throw it back on us. It says it can manifest in various ways, such as changing the subject, asking a question, making a joke, or even becoming defensive or aggressive. And in this example, this dude became, aggressive. We can read his comment now. It says, because the brother said, avoid folly. Like, what was the title of his video? He said, avoid the folly that those other groups do. He said, stay away from worldly events or you may get judged, which is absolutely right. That's the absolutely right thing to do. And I did a video on it too as well. Most brothers did respond to that, saying they had no business doing it. I think my video was entitled "Woe unto Israelites Involved in Mischief." Woe unto Israelites involved in mischief. So, I did a video too. So, but this brother's video, his title is excellent. Stay away from worldly events or you may get judged. And the scriptures tell you, and we're going to read it. Now, this dude was hurt. He used a deflection tactic. Right? He says, y'all right, GMS. They should be standing in an empty parking lot on an empty park while talking only to the camera about how everyone is off except them. If our West Indian or Central / South American were demonstrating, we would be there letting them know who they are as well. But you wasn't letting them. You was in the doggone demonstration. Wrapped yourselves in Mexican flags with a gun on your damn hip. He says, I said it before and we'll keep saying it. GMS are cowards. See, so that's a deflection tactic. Refusing to deal with what's brought. Even if you read scriptures to these guys, they're never going to listen. All they're going to do is flip the script and they're going to deflect the same way that their leader does. He does the same shit. That's behavior of unlearned men. It really is fucking childish, man. It's childish. How can you be a man of the Lord? And here it is, all these different brothers who also would be men of the Lord are bringing out scriptures on your behavior, and you won't even bother to listen. That maybe it's coming from a higher power than yourself. No, what you do, you go right away and you start pointing the finger and calling people cowards. Then you're using scriptures wrong. He used Jeremiah 48:10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his soul from blood. Now, going to a damn demonstration, a deportation demonstration, or not going is not keeping our soul back from blood. We're not commanded to go to a demonstration. As a matter of fact, the scriptures tell us to avoid worldly affairs. But see, you use the scripture wrong. That's now, other than just ignoring sound counsel or sound doctrine, now you compounded the error with your deflection tactic. Not only are you bearing false witness against us, now you compounded the error by using the scriptures wrong. And you also use John 15:13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Hold on. So the 2/3 that's among the Issacharites, those are who you laying your life down for. Furthermore, being in the demonstration, a rally, right, against deportation, that's not an example of laying down your life for your friends. Neither is that commanded of you in the scriptures. So that's two misses that you did. But see, Jake does this shit all the time. And it's an attempt to do this. This is Ecclesiastes 32:17. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will. You did something, you took something that was unwise and you were admonished for it. Now you turned it into sin. Now you turned it into iniquity because you stacked up sins on it. You're giving false breakdowns of the scriptures. You misapplying them, and you bearing false witness against us. You took something that was simply unwise and you turned it into iniquity, man. But that's what you do when you don't know nothing, when you need leadership. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will. And if we take that and go to the Good News Translation on it, this is what it says. Ecclesiastes 32:17 from the Good News Translation. Sinners have no use for correction and will interpret the law to suit themselves. Now, at the end of the day, no particular law was broken, but it was unwise. It was an unwise move. And we said that in our video that you can't really point to it and say that it was necessarily a sin, but it was stupid. It was a very dumb thing to have done. And you had a gun on your hip. You see, one of the guys, the guy in the middle, he had a gun on his hip during that. Now we can go from there because the scriptures tell you and you ignored what the scriptures say. Let's read it. We're going to start at 2 Timothy 2 verse 1. It says, Be therefore my son, Salakia, thou therefore my son, be strong in the grace that is in Hamashiach Yahushua. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Hamashiach. Now, what is this talking about? Being good soldiers? Is it talking about literally fighting a war? No, it's parabolic talk. This is spiritual warfare, but what are you to do? You're supposed to do what your commander tells you to do. It goes on, it says, No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life. When you go out there and you get involved in this doggone these rallies and these demonstrations, you getting involved in the affairs of this life. You really take yourself and you make yourself equal with the people that's in the world, when we're really above them. The scriptures say, them that are wise, what does it say? Walk in wisdom towards them that are without. So us that's got the wisdom, we supposed to be of a higher calling than that. You take yourself and you bring yourself right back down to the level of a beast, out there trying to plead with the devil to give them rights. And you should know better than that. You do that shit, like we said, they did it for clout. And your response of the rebuke going out, that shows that you ain't really on the level. You're not on the level of spiritual men. You're really to be ignored. Calling us cowards because we refuse to go against the word in order to try to make ourselves seem like we these tough guys or that we care. This is the equivalent of going to the hood and preaching, going door to door knocking, going across the street from churches, setting up blitzing church, doing all that. That's all this is. Nervous, restless energy of those with a deficient doctrine who want to try to make themselves more than they are. The Yahweh Shah said, or John the Baptist said, he must increase, I must decrease. But every time you see these guys always trying to make it about them. When you do this, you're trying to make it about you. Look at what we doing. We care for our people so much. Look how much we love our people. The scriptures say you don't love Jacob more than the Most High. So just fucking stop it already. But now you turn this whole thing into a big ass ball of iniquity, which is going off. Now you in danger. Before it was just unwise behavior, but now you didn't open up a world of iniquity with all the damn lies and the false witness. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who had chosen him to be a soldier. So let me get it straight. If you involve yourself in the affairs of this life, that means you ain't pleasing the one that chose you to be a soldier. Because he said, don't get involved in the affairs of this life. Do we need to read it again? Let's read it in the NLT. It says, soldiers, don't get tied up in the affairs of civilian life. When you seen army troops go out there, soldiers in the army, they fight with guns. They don't go and they don't go out there and demonstrate with the regular people. They don't get involved in civilian life. They do army shit. Us that's in the military, I'm sorry, not military. Those us in the spiritual army of the Lord, in this spiritual warfare, we don't do what the civilians do. We do something different. We in the warfare. Why? Because we bringing out spiritual war against the forces of evil. Soldiers don't get tied up in the affairs of civilian life. For then, when they get involved in the affairs of civilian life, for then they cannot please the officer who enlisted them. That's plain. The NIV says no one serving as a soldier gets entangled in civilian affairs, but rather tries to please his commanding officer. ESV, no soldier gets entangled in civilian pursuits, since his aim is to please the one who enlisted him. When you go out there and you involve yourself in that, you're trying to please the people. You're trying to please the viewers, those that follow Sakar. You want to make it seem as though you care about the Israelites so much. Look how much they care about their people. Man, y'all GMS guys, you cowards. Then you want to start talking about where we teach, how we teach, what we talking about when we teach, knowing damn well you ain't on our level. And you go to this guy's the dude that made the comment, if you go to his camp channel, that shit is dry, man. He's dry. It's real dry. You just a tadpole. You a young guy, but you're gonna have that because why? Look who we learned from. Look who we learned from. Now, if we may, let's get this in the Good News Translation. 2 Timothy chapter 2. Let's go there. Just why not? Hold on here. 2 Timothy. Here we go. Chapter 2. Starting at 1. It says, and I'm trying to.
Chapter 2. A loyal soldier.
Shut up. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 1 from the Good News Translation. It says, as for you, my son, be strong through the grace that is ours in union with Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Take the teachings that you heard Salakia. Take the teachings that you heard me proclaim in the presence of many witnesses and entrust them to reliable people who will be able to teach others also. Take your part in suffering as a loyal soldier of Hamashiach Yahushua. A soldier on active duty wants to please his commanding officer and so does not get mixed up in the affairs of civilian life. Right there. Let me read it again. A soldier on active duty wants to please his commanding officer and so does not get mixed up in the affairs of civilian life. But if you read this to these guys, they're not going to listen. They're not going to hear you because why? Too busy trying to save face. Jake can't stand to get rebuked. They hate when you correct them over something. Then you never hear them say, you know what? I can see why y'all saying that. You know, yeah, looking back at it wasn't the wisest thing to do. Next time we'll do better. No, they ain't going to say that. They're going to rail back and then they're going to compound their error by calling you cowards. Now, you got the anger of the Lord on your ass now. I said it before and we'll keep saying it. GMS are cowards. So you're going to sit here and say all of us are cowards, even though we prophesying in fucking Confederate states. Nobody got more videos than GMS. Highways and hedges, we got more camps than you guys got. We got more people on the streets than you got. We own the highways and hedges more often than you. Don't act like that. Don't act like that. We worldwide. You ain't worldwide, Sakari. Don't do that. But at the end of the day, niggas gonna be niggas, man. You know how it is. Let's read here. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 1. We then, as workers together with him, beseech you also that you receive not the grace of the Most High in vain. For he saith, I have heard thee in a time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I succored thee. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. Giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed. That's your whole key. You're supposed to protect this ministry with your life. You're supposed to protect this ministry with your best behavior, ministry-wise. You don't mix the affairs of civilian life with the ministry of the prophets. How you going to do that? You can't find that in the scriptures anywhere where a prophet of the Lord took the ministry and brought it down to the point where they was mixing with the civilians. You can't find that other than preaching to them. And you know Jake lied. In that video, you didn't see yourselves. We didn't see you out there telling them who they were. You niggas was going up and down the street hooping and hollering, acting like fucking kids. But it's all good though. We did our videos on it. I just wanted to address this comment as well as the elder brother did. Like I said, go to the brother's channel, you know, and subscribe. And you know, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say. So that's the same old shit, man. Jake would take that deflection tactic. You know, that's always the thing. You know, we rebuked them guys watching for Israel over the Mark of the Beast breakdown. They came back and said we like white women. They had a list of things that was against us. That was deflection. When IUIC get rebuked over the Mark of the Beast, they do similar things. They'll come in with the whole rapist thing, 12-year-old girls. All you Israelites do this shit, man. But the brother had another excellent title. GMS has matured over the years and is taken as cowardice. We in another mindset, which is mature. We understand that these things have got nothing to do with us. Whatever the world does, we're not going to be involved in it. Our lot is to preach and teach the word for the elect's sake. That's it. Nothing else. We don't do marriage counseling. We don't do, we don't hand out turkeys. We don't feed the poor. We don't do none of that shit. We ain't doing no community efforts. We don't got a fat burn challenge. None of that shit. We just going to preach and teach the word. So you can keep calling us whatever you want to call us. That's a low vibration to be in, but what do you expect? Right? As Elder Yashawama and many brothers constantly bring out, the Sakari wasn't with Yahushua when you go back into it. They wasn't under Yahushua. They wasn't with him. They was doing their own thing. So this is what you see. But it still don't mean we going to let you go without rebuking your damn behavior. We going to continue to do that shit. So we'll see you again soon, brothers and sisters. Lord willing, it was edifying that you got something out of this. We'll see you again soon with another lesson, Lord willing. All praise to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.